Good morning guys, it is Monday morning the 15th of May, every day in May, day 15, and today's weather is absolutely terrible. It is really windy, it's raining, well kind of raining. I've just let Gizmo in and she had a leaf stuck to the end of her tail. It was ever so funny. Yeah, she's not loving the wind, bless her, she really doesn't like it. You okay, Bear? Where are you going? Let's go and see what she's doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't eat that. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Hey? What are you looking at? Come on. Come on. Jump down. Jump down. Don't want you to look at where she's sitting. I mean, really. Come on. Come on. Come on then. Anyway, so this morning's plans, I am going to go training later. So this morning I'm working my way through my to-do list. I've just quickly done a 2-day split on my training, which I should probably talk to you guys about either today or tomorrow. Yesterday I did okay with my macros. I'm on a 2-week kind of keto sort of, which basically is low carbs. Your body goes into a state of ketosis, which means it kind of uses more body fat as energy than the carbohydrate and glycogen stores in your body. That's a very basic way of saying it. There's a lot more science behind it, but I am going to do a 2-week keto and then I'm going to go to a carb cycle, I think. The reason I'm doing 2-week on keto is just so that it may even be 3 or 4 weeks, but it's just so that my body feels a bit better when I get rid of the bloated kind of feeling that I've had going on, and then I can hit a carb cycle. Where's she gone? I'm using the phone as eyes. So yeah, gym later, and I'll talk to you later on about how I'm going to structure my training, and I'm going to try and just get it in the diary and not ignore it and just do it. I always train, but I want to stick with it like I did when I was training with Ollie, which, you know, I was training 5 days a week, 1 day at home on my spin bike and the other 4 in the gym, which is what I want to try and do now. So I've gone for a training plan that is focused on maximum calorie burn, and then when I switch up my diet a bit, then after a few weeks I should probably go for a slightly different training plan, but that's what I've done. So I'll talk to you about that later. I'm working my way through my to-do list. I've just booked in a coaching session with Gemma for next Thursday, which will mean I've had 3 weeks since I spoke to her last, but oh, my hiccups, excuse me. But last week, because I was with my mum and dad, in fact, I was almost there this time last Monday. Can you believe that's a week ago already? But because of that, I missed a week basically, and I spent the weekend with Joe, so I didn't do any work this weekend really. So I booked in with Gemma, I've emailed Gemma, I've got a few things to do for the next session, which okay is, you know, a week and a half away, which is fine. I've got a whole load of business stuff to do, so I'm going to talk you through that as the day goes through. I also have picked up a little commission, which is brilliant. So I need to, it's like a lettering and then a watercolour background commission. So I need to get cracking on thinking about that and email her back. And what else is on my to-do list today? I need to, I was supposed to have my hair coloured on Thursday. I'm going to cancel that because, you know, money. Oh, I need to think about Wednesday's blog post. So my to-do list for today here is looking quite full on, so I should probably get cracking really. I haven't done anything with my hair yet either, I've just left it from when I washed my face. Today's lunch, guys, doesn't look very appealing, but it's yummy. Scrambled eggs, 3 of them. I'll put the macros on the screen like I did yesterday. Scrambled eggs with cooked with 7.5 grams of butter, unsalted, tuna, and 1 piece of granary bread. I'm going training this afternoon, so I wanted a little bit of carbohydrate in my system. And Joe's got a similar, slightly more colourful looking lunch. Ham, 2 bits of toast, strangled legs. Nom nom. It is now 8 minutes past 2. I've been working on my little checklist. Obviously the artwork is not finished yet, it's just experimental. And now I'm going to give that a break and look at my ideal customer and statement, kind of mission statement thing. part of what Jen wants me to do is to really nail my ideal customer. Feather hair. Is to nail my ideal customer. And it is really important. I understand the importance completely, but it's just very difficult to do it for yourself, I think. It's basically, my ideal customer is somebody like me. So it isn't enough to say, you know, oh, my ideal customer is a bride, because you either want to attract or repel someone from your business fairly fast. And, you know, my style is not the kind of, not that I've got anything against what I'm about to say, but it's just not my style. My style is not the kind of exclusive Chelsea party girl, for example. It's not, you know, I live in the countryside, I love nature, not that they can't love nature, but you know what I'm saying. It's not about the glitz and the glamour side of things in that kind of really upper class kind of way. My style is, you know, I'm a little bit of a hermit. I sit in my office and I paint stuff, and I've never owned a designer handbag in my life, and I think that the people that I want to attract are similar, you know. They appreciate getting out in nature, they're not scared to get their hands dirty, they are wearing ripped jeans and stripy t-shirts, and they are living a bit more of a simple life, a bit more of a chilled out life, yet they still want some glamour in their lives. You know, they care enough for details to want to have handmade stuff which is personal to them, and it's more about that they appreciate the personal touch and maybe appreciate the fact that they can give their guests something to remember the day by. You know, memories are important to them, creating memories is important to them. So that's the sort of thing I'm looking at, but I've just got to articulate that. For me, it's very much about an experience with my brides. I want them, as I said in a previous vlog, I want them to very much experience something from the minute they receive a sample pack from me right the way through to, you know, getting their stationery and the finishing touches that I put in. And some of them I'm not actually going to say because I want it to be, you know, a surprise for the brides that get their stationery with me. But it's about building up. So weird of people like glancing your little windows. It's so funny. It's about building up a rapport and kind of like a friendship, I guess, you know. It's a personal thing that they're doing. They're getting me to put together their stationery for them on one of the most important days of their whole life. So yeah, anyway, I digress. Totally forgot to show you the fact that I have the cat sat on my lap right now, and I'm trying to work on what I just showed you whilst Gizmo's sat right here. She was on her cushion, which is there, but not satisfied with that. She wanted to get closer. She's feeling quite clingy today, aren't you, Bear? Are you feeling all clingy today, Bear? Kiss. Oh, weather, what are you doing? So, I'm off to the gym now. It's 3:10. I'll get there by 20 past, hopefully. Oh man, I've had hiccups for ages. I'm going to do my new programme, which when I get back, I'll have a bath and get myself together, and I'll talk you through what my new programme is, if I remember. If not, it will definitely be in tomorrow's video. I'll see you after my workout. Back from the gym, guys. That workout was intense. I'll talk you through it later, what I did today, but you can see from my top that is a sweat on the front, and I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh my god, seriously, I shouldn't write my own programs because I do push myself quite hard. It's not, on paper it doesn't look too intense, but in the flesh it's just a bit much. I must jump in the bath right now. I'm going to jump in the bath, wash my hair, freshen up a bit and all that jazz. I'll talk to you guys about my training after that, and then I'm going to cook some dinner, get this video up, then I've got to do some work. It's going to be a busy evening because I just have so much to do. I just need to crack on, really. Let's run a bath. Right guys, so I'm going to turn you around and show you my training programme. Obviously this is something that I've designed just for me, and it's very much kind of similar to what Ollie designed for me at the beginning of my 12-week training programme with him. And yeah, I'll turn you around, I'll talk you through my notes. It is just a note form. I just take one bit of paper to the gym and just flip it over when I need to change a day. It's based on 2 days of weight training. So I'm going to do Monday, Tuesday, and then a cardio day at home on Wednesday on my spin bike, and then Thursday, Friday in the gym, Saturday spin bike, Sunday rest. So I might take Saturday and Sunday rest depending on how I feel. But what I'm going for in my new programme is maximum calorie burn. Not maximum colouring in, which is what I was about to say. Let me turn you around, one sec. So this is what I did today, and let me this is note form, so just bear with me. So 10 minutes warm up. Basically I did 10 minutes on the cross trainer today because the step mill was busy. So 10 minutes warm up, active mobility, which is things like leg swings, shoulder, rotator cuff exercises, some kind of mountain climbers for my abs and hip release, and also I did some glute activation by the way of glute bridges and stuff. Actually, I'm going to turn you back round because this is a very boring angle. I realise this angle isn't much better, but I can at least talk to you about things. So yeah, that's the beginning. Get nice and warm before I start. And then basically everything through there is either in superset or tricep form. This is how today's session went. Warm up, and then I did leg press, single leg, so just the machine leg press, single leg up, and then between 10 and 15 reps straight into press ups, and I did 4 sets of everything to 15ish on the leg press, and then I did 4 sets of failure on my press up. So I'm literally doing leg press right leg press left leg, straight down to press ups, leg press right, leg press left, straight down to press ups. So no rest in that particular set unless I really felt like I needed it. In terms of the press ups, I did wide press ups for 2 sets and narrow press ups for 2 sets to really kind of focus it more on my triceps. Next lot were squats and chin ups. Now this I had to change in the gym because it was quite busy. So my initial plan was to get on the squat rack and just do regular squats, followed by, I can't do a bodyweight press up, so I was going to use one of those resistance bands that they have in the gym and loop it over the squat rack and do some chin ups based on that, or get a bench, jump up and hold, and then do a negative, just using my body weight. So the aim was to do 6 sets of squats, sort of 8 to 10 reps, and then 6 sets of chin ups in between those, so supersetting those to failure, but that went out the window. So what I did today was a hack squat machine. It's really hard, I haven't done that for ages. So I did that, and then I did the assisted chin up machine. Next up we have a tricep, and I did a dumbbell lunge static, so just holding dumbbells in my hands, stepping one leg back, staying on the spot really slow, really controlled, pushing through my front heel, followed by a dumbbell shoulder press. So I literally used the same dumbbells. I'm not going for super heavy, so where I've been lifting 10 or 12k dumbbells for the shoulder press, I lifted 7s today because doing a tricep is quite intense, especially this one. So dumbbell right leg and left leg lunges, sort of 10 to 15 each leg, straight into overhead presses, so shoulder presses, for as many as I could do, and I was aiming towards about 12 to 15. Straight away put those down, picked up a pre-made kind of bar with 10k, so 5 on each side, and then front raises, so really burning out my delts, and I did 4 sets of that, round and round and round and round. 2 more things to go. Next, the superset, I went over to the leg extension. I did leg extensions followed by bent over raises, so working the rear delt, and just raising, so really getting myself over to kind of that angle. So this is my body, my head's here, my hips are here, really, really good. Push your bum out so that you're not all rounded like that, and then raising to the side, and then leg extension. So I did 4 sets of 8 to 10 on the leg extension, 4 sets of 10 to 12 on the bent over raises. And lastly, hamstring curls, and in my gym we have both the seated and the laying hamstring curl machine, but I used the hamstring curl laying machine. And then I did regular lateral raises. It's a real shoulder focus because that's an area that I'm really looking to build on. 4 sets of 8 to 10 on the ham curls and 4 sets of 10 to 12 on the lateral raises, using about a 4k dumbbell, I think. Yeah, so kind of light. By this point my shoulders are burning. And then I had planned to do 15 minute steady state cardio. I got into 5 minutes of it and I felt like I was going to be sick, so I just stopped because that supersetting routine was quite difficult. On day 2, I'll go through it fairly quickly. So day 2, same warm up, 10 minutes cardio, active mobility, a foam roll, whatever I feel like I need to release in terms of stretching. Tomorrow's exercises, I start with a tricep. The first exercise is a sumo deadlift, so a really, really wide deadlift, really focusing on glutes as you come to the top of the movement, really squeezing the glutes. Followed by a single leg hip thrust, so I shall lean back on a bench, so it's like a regular hip thrust, only you raise one leg off the floor, and really just body weight, basically burning the glutes out after the sumo deadlift. And then finally I'll do either a fixed bar or just a plate from the weight rack, and I'll do an overhead tricep extension, so just shifting the emphasis away from the lower body and up into the triceps for the last part of that tricep. Then onto cables, I'm going to use a wide bar on the bottom of the cables, do a bent over row for my back, so really squeezing out, again getting the right angle, like not a right angle, the right angle like this, sticking your bum out so everything's nice and aligned within the spine, looking down, not looking up, and followed by a dumbbell kickback. So I should just use the side of the machine, grab a dumbbell and just do individual kickbacks, keeping the elbows in both sides. Then I'm going to go on to using a rope attachment and bringing the cables down so they're sort of kind of aligned with me, a narrow squat row. So rope attached, and you start basically, you sit yourself back into a squat position, quite a heavy weight, and you row back. So it's for your back, but you're holding a static squat position too. So really squeezing the shoulder blades together, get the weight back in the heels, sitting kind of like nice and tall, but down in a squat position. Superset that with some jump lunges just to completely fatigue my legs, why not? So I've got tricep next, lat pull down, single arms. We've all used a lat pull down machine before, coming down to the chest. So I'm going to attach just a single handle. If the lat pull down machine won't fit that kind of exercise, you can just attach it to a high cable and kneel down and squeeze it down to the side. I'm trying to even out my strength on either side, that's why I'm doing that. And then I'm looking at a tricep push down, so I'm using the same attachment. So I'll do my left arm for a lat pull down, my right arm for a lat pull down, I'll jump up and do a tricep push down, a tricep push down. And the last exercise in that set of things is an alternate lunge. So everyone knows a lunge, so I did my static ones today, and then in this one I'll do alternate legs. So I'm going to hold a plate above my head and I'm going to step forward into a lunge and step back, step forward and step back, 10 reps per side, 20 altogether. Finally, face pulls and bicep curls. So whenever you're training your back, you're working your biceps. I don't tend to do a lot of isolating bicep exercises because I'm not a competitor, I don't need to do that. But I like to do one, and then on the rest of the exercises like chin-ups and lat pulls, you're working your biceps. So face pulls, your rope is set high, you can take an underhand or an overhand grip and you're pulling it in towards the face and releasing out. So you're really contracting in that upper body, really getting the upper back and the rear delts in that movement. And then bicep curls, I'll do whatever I've got, dumbbells or a fixed bar, or if I've got another cable near me, I'll attach a bar to that and just a regular bicep curl. Ending the whole thing with 10 minutes of interval training, usually on the step mill, so I'll do 30 seconds of quite fast stepping, followed by a minute to 2 minutes rest depending on how tired I am, and then maybe some abs at the end if I have time. My third day will be my cardio at home, and I'll try and do some foam rolling and some abs in with that too, and then it all starts again, day 1, day 2, and then another cardio session if I want to. But the cardio session, the extra cardio session, will just be a low intensity session, not anything too intense. I actually did day 1 today and I felt really hard. I burnt off, according to my Fitbit, nearly 700 calories today, and that was without doing the additional cardio at the end. I pushed hard. Not always ideal to push that hard, you don't want the stress levels in the body rising too much. It's kind of counterintuitive to do that, but yeah, you know, don't take, you know, obviously I kind of know what I'm doing in the gym, but it's been a long time since I did my qualification, and there's a lot more people out there that are far more knowledgeable about this sort of thing than me. But some of you have been asking for me to share my workouts with you, and I can't film in the gym I'm in. Also, I don't want to film myself doing a workout particularly, so that's where I'm at the moment. And yeah, I will keep you posted how it's going. There you have it, that's it. Let's go cook dinner. I thought I'd show you what I'm having for dinner tonight, what Joe and I are having for dinner. So I'm mixing up a bit of a weird old, I'll turn you around a bit of a weird old mix in this bowl. So we've got peppers, peas, like sugar snap peas, mushrooms, broccoli, onions, corn will be going in, rice will be going in, chopped tomatoes are in. What else am I missing? And chicken. Oh yeah, chicken. So I've cooked a couple of chicken breasts and I've ripped them up. So I oven cook them first, and then when they go into the bowl with the sort of the last stage of the bowl where it's kind of getting a little bit kind of gnarly around the edges, the chicken picks up loads and loads of flavour and tastes really, really good. This meal is going to pop me over my carbohydrates probably by about 10 to 15 grams, but I'll be under on fats. However, I feel like I need it. I'm just waiting for this to kind of reduce down a little bit and look a little bit like it's kind of mushing together, and then I shall throw in everything else. The rice that I'm using, we were buying the Uncle Ben's microwavable rice, but it's quite expensive. It's like £1.55 a packet. This Sainsbury's one is 60p a packet, and it is a spicy Mexican style rice. Chuck it in the microwave for 2 minutes, then I'll pop it in with the rest of the food. stir it all in, so it's basically one delicious bowl of goodness. Here you go guys, this is what it looks like all together. It's a bit of a mash-up of everything, but it tastes good. Tastes really good, and it's the important, I can't stress the importance of shredding the chicken like this, so it picks up flavour. If you just chop it and cook it first, it just doesn't taste the same, it kind of blocks the flavour out, so adding it last, oven cooking it, shredding it. I've got a few charcoal herbs on my chicken that I put in the oven, shred it down, chop it in at the last minute to heat it up with the rice, and Bob's your auntie. So guys, we're going to call an end to this vlog right here, and Gizmo and I will see you tomorrow.